No, I just appreciate the opportunity to be able to sit and share some stories and a little bit about my life. We all have our own journeys, you know, and we're all faced with different challenges throughout our lives. And like you, as you know, playing sports and whatnot, you know that we have our ups and downs, but it's how you react and
Move
come
forward.
back, and move forward.
Yeah. Always thinking of something new to do, aren't you? Goofy guy. Oh, you'll never run out because you're so creative. Well, this is number 41 as
Sure
we keep going on the new year of 2023. Have you gotten used to putting that down on your checks and on your...
The first week in my client book that I keep, my spreadsheet, everything was 1, 2, 22, 1, 4, 22. And I got through the first week and I thought, that's not right.
Yeah.
I got to change that. So I changed it and now I'm fully into 2023.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I think I've only forgotten once, but I don't do it that often. Mom writes out checks for the most part, and I guess I write down my daily income and what my jobs are. But once you put it down there, you just kind of remember because you see it every time.
Yeah.
But that's something you always have to deal with when you switch over to another new year. This is our second podcast for the new year. It's number 41, and we've got a full slate of things to do. I'm looking forward to it. People seem to like the Wonder Wheel.
Yeah.
We've kind of named it that, the Wonder Wheel.
Yeah.
So we'll have that.
If people figure out a better name, I just call it the Wonder Wheel.
We
So-
are a democratic republic of podcast. And so if you outvote us,
Yeah, true.
in fact, one vote, probably a good vote with a different name.
We would listen to
probably-
one vote.
Yeah. Now, if you get your friends together and there's, maybe we should have a contest. But
Maybe.
if there's like 5 or 6 votes, then of course you'd get it.
There's a meme online, and maybe Damon can find it, but it says, it's a guy posts and he says, if one person likes this, I'll quit my job. And he goes and likes it. And then he comments below and he says, say less, I'm quitting my job. So he liked his own thing. Anyway, I'm just kind of thinking about that.
So we've got the Wonder Wheel
Part
in
2.
the back half of things. The third portion of our podcast, Lance Tallmadge is here again. That'll be a great interview. We had such a nice time with him, and he's back for part 2. And then we've got our daily features or our weekly features, Wisconsin Heights Weekly and Mazomanie Sitewise. And I've got a bunch of things to talk about. And I've got a couple of exciting things to talk about with regard to like a special guest and a taste test that might be going on the road.
Ooh.
Taste test going on the road.
Oh, great.
We'll see.
A field trip.
Yeah.
Know what that's from?
No.
Okay. I'll have Damon put that one in there too.
These proceedings will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Dracup Correctional Facility.
Oh, boy. A field trip.
Ernest goes to jail.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Other than that, why don't we get started with 41?
Hey, this is Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach. And this is the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast.
That was close. Almost lost my job there.
Why do we have to have those icons up there? Can't we just get a...
We do. Normally, Joe puts it, there you go.
Oh, there we go. I'll get it large. Hey, the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast, and we are back.
42?
And I'm 41.
41.
I'm Todd, and I'm the dad. People want to know, there's a lot of people that know us. They're local, but there's other people that don't know us. I'm the dad. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm the one with the gray hair and the wrinkles. And I'm 62 years old.
Oh.
And John is our oldest son. That's Big John over there at the table. He's standing because he's old. He's got back problems
We're trying something new.
and arthritis and all sorts of stuff like that. He's 36, just turned 36.
Yep.
This is Drew. He is our second oldest son, and
He doesn't have any problems.
He doesn't have any problems other than he's had a little cold.
All
33
psychological.
years old.
Yeah.
And then there's Mr. Joe Bobby, and he is at the computer,
Yeah.
keeping us
Information desk.
on place and on pace, and he's 30 years old. And then there's Harris Brando Hudson, and he is 26 years old, going to be 27
Almost
pretty soon
27.
on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then
Joe's 29.
He's 29.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he'll
right.
be
He'll be
30
March
March.
19th.
Yeah.
My bad.
Maybe.
And then once in a while, we see Demond, and he's our audiovisual producer. You see him at the start of this, and he is 22 years old. And then Deshaun, you'll see him once in a while. He's kind of a bit player. You'll see him pulling people around, and we'll hear him starting up his four-wheeler.
He's
and
off
stuff
camera.
Like that. Yeah, he's
20.
He's off-camera talent.
Behind the scenes.
He's 20 years old. And then, of course, Mom is here
Not
once in
20
a
years
while.
old.
And I won't tell you her age. She's a slight bit older than I am, though.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are, back and better than ever.
Yep.
With episode number 41. And we thank you for joining us. I don't think we do that enough. Thank you for joining us.
I don't think we
Thank
do. I
you
think
for
you're
joining
right.
us
Yeah.
here, guys. We're glad that you're here.
Glad to be here.
What were you going to say, Hudson?
No, I was agreeing with you that I don't think we thank people enough for.
Bless you. Thank
And
you.
we
Bless you and thank you.
also thank them for subscribing and liking our
you hear me,
podcast and commenting. And what's the other thing?
Subscribing.
I said
you said.
that.
Like,
Subscribing,
comment, and
like,
subscribe.
Share.
comment, subscribe. Share.
You can share it with
Okay.
someone, a loved
Share
one,
with a friend.
or with an enemy if you want
Want
to
to take
bore
it out
them to
on them.
death.
Yeah.
I think that you and John are making people nervous.
Why? 'Cause
Standing up.
it's standing room only.
Yep.
What's that look like? You guys
looks
look
pretty good.
We're right at the top of the screen here, which is great. Don't jump or anything like that,
big
like
in
I
the
just
hand,
did.
Small in the,
Little on the board, big in the hand.
Little on the
Yeah.
board, big in the hand. That's what you guys
Anyway,
are doing right now.
We've got a lot to cover
We do have
because
a lot
we've
to
got our
cover.
second part of our interview with
Yeah.
Lance.
Sandwiched right in the middle of
Sandwiched.
Wisconsin Heights Weekly, Meso Sitewise.
Yep.
And then
The
our
wheel
of our Wonder Wheel.
Yep.
Did
there
you?
it is right there.
You told us in a text today that oh boy, that that
Need a
people
bib.
really like that segment. Why did you say that? Has somebody
intriguing.
commented?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we just really
Just one person.
Or are you
Yeah,
portraying
we
that
don't
on
have
everybody?
anybody.
then?
We are a democratic republic
Mm-hmm.
here, and people we'll go with the flow, and we don't get that many comments. So if somebody makes a comment or two or is strong with their comment, like we really like that. We'd like to hear more of that. We go with it because we're
We
a
listen to
podcast
the people.
for the people.
Yeah.
By
Except
the
for
people.
in Kale's case. Because
Cal's been he's been slacking lately. He hasn't
no,
been commenting.
what I'm saying is that he said enough with the taste tests.
Yeah.
And so in
But
that
then he
case,
encouraged it.
in that case, we were dictators.
But I
we
don't-
told them you're going to enjoy this.
I don't think we ever said. I think what originally you can look back. I think what I said is I think we should eat on the podcast.
What do you think you
Not-
thought you heard?
not taste test.
Okay, what do you think you thought?
That's a whole different thing. And I think he's for that.
Okay.
Oh,
I think Cal's for that. I mean, he joined us. He's not a hypocrite.
Yeah,
he's not
you
going to
wouldn't
come
No,
here
he
and pretend
encouraged
like
it.
he's
It's
enjoying
kind of like he's
Yeah.
being a hypocrite then.
Yeah, or maybe he was just getting a free meal on us.
It could
maybe
be.
he was using us.
Could
that
be.
way.
But I was saying I think we should eat because it makes people relaxed, and he voted against that
Yes.
very strongly. I might say.
He was not relaxed.
and
when
all
he
of a
started
sudden, he
eating.
became a radical podcaster.
Radical. Yeah. All right. Well, let's start doing what we do best and do
Start
Wisconsin
turning it
Heights
over to
Weekly.
Joe.
Yeah,
That's what we do
That's the
best.
best thing. Yeah.
That's what I do best.
Joe
Okay,
Cole.
Wisconsin Heights Weekly. Start with the girls basketball team. 2-9 now.
Tough.
It's all right. We're second half. We're second half of the season team. Always
hope
have
so.
been.
We just got to get in playoffs. That's it.
Hell,
Tournament.
They get
I
in
know they
automatically.
do.
That was the joke.
Okay.
It was. Yeah. Just wait till they get in.
Warn
It's your
somebody.
fault for not getting it.
Yeah.
January 19th. That is, I believe, a Tuesday. At 7:30 p.m. against and at Cambridge.
Oh, nice.
The Blue Jays.
And we saw that they were leading the conference. They're tied for first.
Yes.
Oh, maybe a chance to knock them off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they play
win.
Friday the 27th, 7:30 p.m. at Belleville. So they're going to have to be Road Warriors.
Oh, wow. 2 in a row, back to back.
Play spoilers. Yeah.
And then leading scorer, Emily Netripper,
Yep.
13 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, and 1.3 assists per game. Assists
I wonder
per
if
game are
people
the only thing that she's not leading the team in.
Wow.
I wonder if people appreciate us giving them nicknames. They probably don't care
Probably don't
because
listen.
nobody watches. Yeah, so
They might not know, so they don't really care.
that's what I mean. Yeah, they don't even know that they're.
They're just
Ryan
ignorant.
hasn't made mention. I mean, if he said stop, we would stop.
Well, we would stop.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Ryan, I mean, if you're watching ever, or,
Don't like the nickname.
if you don't like the nickname, just stop. We'll stop. We'll just call her
Well,
Emily.
Van Ripper.
My
Riper.
my opinion
Van
is,
Riper.
is if you don't know, it doesn't mean that you're not a no account. It means that you're just ignorant.
Well, when you're no account, you appreciate it when somebody's not to you.
Now, you're not no account, Ernest T. You're not no account. You're just ignorant.
You're just being nice.
That's true.
There you
So
have
then
it.
let's go to the boys. 7-7. They are
Also, they split.
500.
No, they didn't split. They lost 2 games and won 1. Go ahead. Last time we did it, they were 6-5, so they were a game over 500. What's going on there, Joe?
Is this your segment?
You were the one who was preparing it right before we started, Joe.
No, he's 7. They're 7-7 according to WisSports.net.
But you know what?
So I was saying
I'm
that
going to
they-
defend Joe just a
Really?
moment. He was out at Wisconsinites the whole day.
Yeah, I was
Field
talking-
So he
games.
should be full of it.
He was talking with people that are involved in it.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
He is Wisconsin.
that are involved in it.
That is Wisconsin Heights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to explain it.
Go
We're
ahead,
Wisconsin
keep
Heights
going.
Weekly.
I like to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, thanks. January 20th they play because they're 7-7. That's a Friday, 7:30 p.m. at home against New Glarus, getting some home cooking. Then,
Glarner Knights.
Glarus.
yeah, and then January 27th. That's a Thursday, 7:30 p.m. at Poinette, the Pumas.
Did you say the 27th?
24th.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the
you
girls.
said the 27th.
Girls was the 27th.
Maybe
You said
you
the
were
27th.
maybe you
Let's
just
rewind it.
misremembered and heard the 27th.
Hey, Drew, let's not second guess Joe because this is his segment, and it doesn't matter if he gets it right or wrong. We can't second guess him.
There you go.
Then leading scorers, Jacob Brabender, 12.9 points per game,
Okay.
and Caden Kennedy, 12.6 points per
Ooh,
game.
Oh,
wow. Caden's coming
Spreading
on.
out the wealth there. They're
From
both
that-
seniors, correct?
Yep. Hard to stop with 2 big threats like that.
Yep.
No. Who do you guard?
Yep.
Who do you put your number 1 on? Maybe
Go
that's yeah.
You go
And
on
some
Jacob,
teams-
boom.
Score.
Some
I
teams
was-
don't even have a
you go
number
on-
one.
I always
you
like
go on
that
Kate, boom,
when
Jacob.
coaches would say that, the cliche. You know, it'd be really great if we had one guy go off this night and then another guy go off the other night. The scouting report, they'd be like, "Who do you guard?"
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, that was kind of cliche. So.
That's it?
That's all I have.
Hey, listen.
Oh, nice.
I've got one.
Okay.
Now, this is, we always
Adjust question.
we always put our podcast out on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so this next Wednesday will be the 18th. Think so?
Looks like it.
Yeah,
That's
I think
probably
so.
right. 17th
But
is Tuesday.
yeah,
18th
Then
is
fine.
Friday.
last Saturday was the annual alumni tournament, basketball
was.
tournament. You boys are
And
playing
we played
in
in it.
and you all have your respective teams and your respective times, and we'll be able to maybe report on how things went
Yeah.
at this, because it kind of takes the whole day, and you got celebs all the way from Michael Wilkinson down to
Me.
Robbie Whitworth.
Robbie Whipperforth to just all sorts
Wayne
of people.
Daly.
Wayne
Wayne
Daly.
He'll be there.
I wonder if our buddy
Greg Velasquez.
Brookside Gardens,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Rodney.
Rodney Dedew.
Rodney.
I don't know if he will be.
John and I are on the same team this year.
Joe,
Hey.
Joe and I are on the same team this year.
But we don't even have an opponent. That's how afraid they are of us.
You guys are just in
Are
the
you sure?
championship right
Yeah, they
away.
just put us right there.
And here's something. I was going to wait out, try to play, so that eventually we we were all so old that I got Michael Wilkinson on my team.
Yeah.
Former Badger.
There's always next year.
Mr. Basketball
Professional, Mr. Basketball at Heights.
in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, and
yeah.
professional basketball player overseas. And it happened this year, and I can't play. But I'm going to work at it and see if next year I can come back.
Who says you can't coach?
Oh, I think you should.
Mike,
Hey, Michael,
Mike, come on
over
out.
here.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You've had it
Sit
too
by me.
easy. Your coaches before. I've always thought they've taken
Dick
it too.
Bennett,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bo Ryan.
Yeah.
You don't know
You don't
anything.
know.
Coach I.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Maybe you
now
could
you're
show
gonna
up
get it.
in your Victor's jersey and shorts.
Oh,
man.
Boy.
Talk about nobody wanting to guard that.
my college jersey when things were really tight.
Yes.
Yeah. And short.
Yeah.
They're,
short and
they've
tight,
made a
high and
comeback
tight.
too.
Yeah.
Which
Who thought that was going to happen?
I don't know.
I
see-
never would
I
have
never
thought
would've
that
thought that.
after
It hasn't made a comeback in this family.
No.
That's not true.
Well,
At least that's what I meant. That's,
from
that
us
is
around
true.
here.
That is true. That's
Yeah.
what I meant.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't mean
So
to-
anyway,
I
we'll
meant
get
to say that is
we'll
true.
hear you guys chit chat. Hey, you guys should take some pictures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take some pictures for the podcast. I mean, just off to the
Just
side.
a bunch of old guys playing ball.
Well,
You
no,
might
no,
have to-
I'm just talking about maybe you'll be able to just shoot some pictures of different people. Take some pictures
Oh,
of
yeah.
people. You know, just
Celebs.
What we
just-
saw site-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just shoot. Somebody up in the, like Ken Wilkinson is usually there.
Yeah.
Michael's dad.
Peg.
What's
Peg's
that?
there sometimes.
Peg's there. Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of celebrities there.
Maybe somebody could take a picture of Michael contesting one of my dunk attempts.
He'd be holding you up.
Yeah.
He'd be
As
holding you
I'm-
up.
He'd
and
be contesting and holding me up to dunk it.
He is a foot taller than you, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is.
Yeah.
Well, if he's 6'8", I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how tall I am. If I probably 5'6", but that's more than a foot.
One
I
thing I
guess.
don't see is
5'8".
height.
No, that's
Height
true.
doesn't matter to me.
Especially the guys that are right around your height or taller. Yeah.
Family joke. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to have
That's
that
kind
in
of a
here.
Mazomanie site-wise, but it's also Wisconsin Heights.
Mazomanie
It's a
in
perfect
Wisconsin.
segue, as
Yeah,
I
it's-
usually
it's-
do.
Mazomanie
being
is-
radio
They're kind of
hosts.
It's a
Yeah.
blend.
intertwined.
It's
It's
like
is
when
more than
those,
half of Wisconsin Heights.
It's more than half.
It is because we have a bigger city. We have a bigger.
Hey, you guys should. We should have. Last year, didn't they have a mystery team?
Yeah.
We should bring all of the guests that
Yeah.
we've had. We could have Cal and
Yeah.
BJ,
Jamie.
and we could have Jamie.
Jamie should be coming. He should
Katie
be coming.
Blair's
My
here.
shout out to
Scott
Jamie to show
Johan's
up.
tall.
Gotta have him.
He could play.
Scott Moore.
Scott Moore's tall.
ENR's dad.
BJ.
Ryan.
Net
Ryan.
Ripper.
Yeah, I said
Ryan
that.
Oh, you did.
Net
He
Ripper.
mixed it up in the
If
post.
we
Van
get Ryan
Ripper.
Dasher, Dash,
Ryan
Dick
Net
Royston.
Ripper.
Dick Royce.
Dick
He was a
Royston.
baller back
Yep.
in Mason.
Jameson.
Jameson.
Net Ripper.
He cleared
Jameson,
people out.
Emily Net Ripper, Ryan,
No, Ryan.
Ryan,
Timmy
yeah.
Wick.
That's the third time we've said
Remy
Ryan.
Tick, yep.
We're gonna need Ryan lots. That's
Only three of Ryan.
Did Katie
Lance
Blair
Tallmadge.
share? Did she play?
What about him?
He played in basketball.
Yeah,
he
sure
played
did,
basketball
sure did.
at the Dells.
He'd be running circles around.
Oh,
Not
us.
just
really?
not just
Is that where he's from?
yeah,
The Dells?
not just any.
Did you not watch the?
I clearly didn't.
Born and raised.
Hey,
I
we
mean,
gotta-
I knew he lived there now,
Oh.
but I wasn't
Born-
sure.
yeah, he
I
said
didn't know
born
he was
and raised.
Wow.
We got to get into what's happening in Mazo
Yeah.
because I've got some stuff.
Mazomanie site-wise.
We got
That's
plenty
what I
of
mean.
time. We're halfway
What's
through.
We
happening
won't,
in
get,
Mason?
we won't be getting into the Facebook page,
Okay.
but
I always forget that.
that's okay. Let's get into Mazomanie site-wise, John.
All right, let's do it.
You mean sidewise?
Yeah.
Oh, let me say,
anything on the lights, John?
Huh? Not this week.
Okay.
We'll wait till next week.
They're not up
Spread it
again.
out every week. Okay. There was a shortage.
How about the parking lot?
That's what I was going to
Nope.
say. Have they finally...
This is going to be even better than that. There was a shortage on those hats.
What hats?
In the trees.
Oh,
in the
and the
tree.
free-
Yeah, the free.
Yeah. I was going to bring
Restocked.
these. Yep,
Restocked
restocked. Down by the depot, the
Yep.
library. Yep. Now they
Yep.
got new stocking caps down there.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More.
Wait, tree stocking caps?
They were out
No,
of
the
stock
free ones.
stocking caps,
There was
and now
one-
they're in stock
On Monday,
again.
I believe, when I walked down to Mix It Up Fitness, there was one cap left on the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Went down there Tuesday or Wednesday, full again, ready for the
wow.
taking.
Oh, just
They're
a,
free?
They
Yeah.
blossomed.
Well,
Yeah,
are they
for people
decent?
that need, Well, I think they're maybe hand.
They're
Yeah,
either
they're hand knitted.
crocheted or
They're more for
knitted.
kids that need, if
Yeah.
they're cold or whatever,
Yeah.
or need a hat or
Let's
whatever.
get those kids inside.
Yeah,
just a
Yeah.
parenthetical thing
Oh,
here.
yeah, yeah.
You were walking
good to
down
see
to
kids outside,
Mazo
though.
Mix It Up
That's true.
Fitness.
That's true.
They were working on
correct.
the.
You're taking-
was that one you were going to do?
That's right.
No, I'm not going to mention it. It's your segment.
There was Mazo Mix It Up had some treadmills that were down, and the great people that
Just
own
Michael and
kinda
Melissa.
Michael
They
and
were just
Melissa.
kind of
Michael and
depressed.
Melissa, yeah.
They
Yeah, they were
they were
down
here.
downtrodden.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they got right on it, and they had those are being fixed today.
Nice.
So
Who's fixing them?
those should be up. I don't know what company, but a
It was
company.
just one gentleman down
Yep.
there. Are you close enough to that mic? Can you hear
I
yourself?
can hear
good?
myself well,
Then
yes.
that's great because
Perfect.
I don't have.
I turned him up so he's hot.
Okay,
Yep.
Good. It's
Okay.
got good presence.
There's
Yeah.
also
it's a great story, by the way.
Thank
His
you.
neck
Great
also
story.
isn't into the microphone, which is great.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
more presence there.
Yep. February 4th, there's going to be a trivia night. So you can sign up at the library. I think it's at the library.
What type of trivia is it? Is it just
I'm
Mazo
not exactly
trivia?
sure.
It
was
could
on
be
the
pretty
sign.
important for people that want to sign up.
On February 4th, there's going to be trivia. So if you're looking for some fun, some friends,
That's not
Sign
a
up at the
Thursday
bank.
night, is it?
I'll
It's
sign
a
up at the
Saturday.
bank.
Okay, good.
That's
Because
the
I was going
bank.
to say, they
Yes,
don't
it
want
not the bank. But
People,
sign up
can
at
we let's
the
just
library.
Okay, library. All right.
Sign up at the
People
library.
will be
all
lining.
over the
People will
place.
be lining up at the bank trying to get it. And
Yeah.
they'll be confused.
Yeah.
Well, and if you want a practice round, you can go over to the Iron Hop Tap House. They have trivia every Thursday night.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I just want to make sure that it wasn't the same night. So
February
that
4th, I believe, is a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
And where is it being held?
That's what. They
At
didn't
the
have
bank.
it on
At
there.
the bank?
They might be at the bank.
You
or the
line up
library.
at the
library
library.
basement. Library. Yep. So I'm not sure where it is exactly. The sign up is at the library,
Okay.
and I'm sure they'll point you to where you need to go for that. And Mazo isn't that big that there's only a few places that it probably can be.
That's
So.
true.
Okay, and then I found out at least what was talked about why the trees are being taken down along the creek.
Oh wow! And
Yep.
digging deeper.
Uh-huh.
were there beavers?
It's as we all know, in 2018, for those that haven't in the room that know, but the people that aren't from around here, we had some pretty bad flooding back in 2018, August.
sure
We
did,
had, it
big
rained for basically, how many hours did it rain?
I don't know, but
A lot,
overnight,
it's
and
just
a lot,
yeah,
hard.
a lot. Yeah.
Bridges were out. Some other damage to the
Roads
roads
washed
and
out.
all
It
that
was so
kind of
big
stuff.
that we had the channel 27. down
Yeah, it
there.
was so big
Digging-
that
they were
Madison
digging
came
deeper.
in. Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, so this effort is to prevent that from happening.
Oh,
And we-
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Wow.
wouldn't trees and stuff help it out? Wouldn't you think?
I wonder if
This is
they can
just
like
what I've been
fall in
told.
there and stuff like that, and then cause it to like because that's
Well,
why
just
they
the
clean it
cleanup.
out.
I think in general they're going to be doing. It's not just the trees that are going to be taken down. I think they're going to be doing other work
Yeah.
on it. That's just the start of it.
Building
I
up
didn't
the
know
banks.
that. That's very
And
interesting.
this came from paid for by a bill. Excuse me, by a grant. Mazo Village
It's not very nice of
got. So that's what I was told. If anybody has something different or to add on to that, please share.
that's
I got nothing. That's news. That's
good
big time
investigative
news.
Yep,
reporting,
I appreciate
Jonathan.
that.
So
There's
Thank
no
you so
holes in
much.
this Mason Made
No,
stylized
we're
on
not
this
talking,
week.
Not road. We're not talking parking lots, and we're not talking lights. We're talking trees. We're talking
You know,
good stuff.
when he comes home full time to work for
Yeah.
Geo Marketing Pro, I
In a
think what
week
he's
from
go-
today.
I think what he's
Wow.
going to do is he's going to do like a lot of radio and television. He's going to have his own voiceover podcast newsroom, and he'll have reporters that go out in the area and find. I mean, that's very good, John.
Yep.
And you didn't have your scooter to go.
Who
on.
did you find that out?
I can't.
Where did you find that out?
I
About
source.
Not telling. My
Source says.
Source.
says.
Yeah, he doesn't. He can't reveal his sources.
Yeah, true.
Is that it for you?
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was at a dental appointment,
Mm-hmm.
which is my new part-time job, okay, and going to the dentist, going to the doctor. So I was coming back from Sauk, and by Daniel Rulin's place, the Rulin farm out on Highway 78, heading back to
Where
to
BJ grew
Mesa.
up.
Yep, where BJ grew up. An animal ran onto the road, and at first I knew it wasn't a dog, but it was a big animal. And right away I thought coyote. But then it was too big. It had to have been 70, 75 pounds. I thought it was a wolf. We
Nice.
talked about that at supper. We looked at some pictures.
We looked at some pictures,
like a wolf picture, a Wisconsin wolf picture.
Bill was so engrossed in your story there.
Yeah, I mean, he was
He's-
giving me his full attention. But I don't know. You know, y'all who live around here, I know there's reports of wolves being around here, and we looked up and saw. Now, in all honesty, let's see. It probably looked it had, like I said, it had too big of a head for a coyote. I've seen coyotes. It looked mangier than that one right to the right there, the top one. Point to that top
Gray
one there.
wolf
That
size
one.
habitat.
Yeah. That's what it kind of looked like, but it was mangier. And I don't know if anybody out there in Wisconsin land around this area have seen wolves.
Yeah, coyotes are
around
almost
here.
like have a brownish tan coat to them. Maybe it was a
Would you
Mexican
say it was,
wolf.
Dad? Would you say it was like 5 to 6.5 feet from nose to tail tip?
I don't know. I was going 55 miles an hour.
Gray
should've
Gray
hit
wolf
it and
is
found out what it
70,
was.
When
115. That
you
could've been
were
a small
driving,
wolf.
did you think
Yeah.
it was maybe close to 70 to 115 pounds?
I thought it was 70, 80 pounds. Now, I saw it very quickly, and I honked at it. It went right to the middle of the road. I honked at it, and it turned around and went back to the right side, which is a marshy side.
It wasn't
Actually, it looked more like that one in the middle right there.
right
This
here.
one?
Nope, next down, right there.
This?
That's what it looked like.
Right
more.
there?
Is that a wolf?
That's a
I don't know.
wolf. That's a coyote.
Joe, the other one to the right.
Oh, well, they kind of look the same.
Ooh.
But they're smaller,
Click on that
though,
dog.
right? They're smaller.
Yeah,
And
and they're lower to the ground
when
too.
you
Can you
got
click
a
on that
side
dog
view
or
of
no?
it,
those big wolves, they're
Yeah.
selfish.
when,
Yeah.
So selfish.
when you got
That
a side,
was not that. I
That's too
do not
small.
believe that it was that one on the right. That has a narrow snout.
Yeah, they're almost like a fox.
Yeah, I think that was.
little bit
I
bigger.
think that might have been a wolf
Maybe
that I
some
saw.
That would be wild.
Maybe it was wild. Maybe some
Feral
of the
and true, but-
5 key differences will let us know what you saw there. Joe, can you go back?
well, I was
Joe's-
trying to break it down here, Dad. When you saw it on the side, like
Break
maybe
it
its
down.
shoulder,
Solid
was it
mahogany.
26 to 32 inches?
Joseph, you're doing that on purpose.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was tall. It was tall enough. It was
Go on.
bigger than a dog. I mean, a regular sized dog.
Okay.
But I've seen coyotes running around, and it was not thin like a coyote. It was mangy. But I think that might have been a wolf. And I guess I wouldn't mind people, farmers,
Yeah, if you've had wolf sightings.
hunters, of course, anybody that gets out more than I, which would be almost everybody in the world.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind hearing. If you've ever heard of wolves right around this area.
I hope it wasn't just somebody's dog.
No, it was not a dog.
husky
I
or
know
something.
it wasn't
Yeah.
a dog.
Wow.
The problem was I was just trying to figure out whether it was a coyote.
I hope
or
it was a
an
wolf.
wolf.
We had
That's pretty
sightings.
cool.
Remember when we went? Maybe we already talked about that on the podcast, but we were in
I
Arizona.
was thinking the same thing.
We drove up. And we're looking at that probably dead dog. We thought, oh, that's a bear.
No, we didn't.
Oh, true.
Mom.
Well, that's
I'm throwing her right
Mom
under the
was
bus.
mom was dying
And
for
she
some.
took a picture.
Yeah.
And people
And the
were
people
mourning.
I buried
they
the dog.
probably didn't even know
Yeah,
that
Mom
their dog was dead
convinced
out
that it was
there.
a bear.
They walked out there and thought, these people. They hit our dog, and now they're taking
Now they're
pictures
taking
of him.
pictures.
I'd
yeah.
be shocked if we're not going to be touching that dog
Yeah.
sometime
Yeah.
today.
Could you get us back to the main thing? Because our
Hey,
cameras being
I've got 2 other things here, and this is going to take just
Dark.
a couple of minutes,
Thank
and I
you.
don't want Hudson
Perfect.
staring down at me like
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay attention to the clock. Okay, so
Probably go back.
at on our podcast,
There you go.
if you watched last week, we talked about doing a taste test
Oh,
of
yeah.
1855 coffee house food. So we're down. There it is.
Here's the menu.
We're down at the 1855 coffee house, yucking it up with
with none
Michelle
other than
Van Shindig,
yeah.
and she says,
She says, "Would you guys like to do a what?
Go ahead.
Oh,
you just
would you guys like to do a
throwing it
taste
out.
test down? Yeah, I was trying to. Would you guys like to do a taste test down in 1855 Coffee House?
Oh, wow.
And we said, we'll take you up on that.
So
Giddy up.
we're
Yeah.
going to have one of these days. We're scheduling with her, and we're going to go down. If you've ever been in there, it's in the back room, and it used to be an office when the bank was there many years ago. And we're going to go in there. We're going to set up our lights and our stuff, and then we're going to have taste test of the 1855 sandwich.
Oh,
as
wow.
Joe says we're going
Sammy's.
to have, I think, some avocado toast, their favorite, some people's favorite down there.
Wow.
We're going to have some morning buns,
Whoa.
and we're going to have
Morning buns.
turkey slaw sandwich. Turkey slaw
That's hard to get past morning
morning
buns.
buns. That is, I get it. That's what they call them.
Reaction. Whoa.
Morning buns. Turkey slaw sandwich, and a ham and white cheddar sandwich.
Wow.
We're gonna have that down
Is it
there.
like
She's
grilled
gonna
cheese,
serve
you
it.
think?
Mom's gonna help, huh?
Is it like grilled cheese, you think?
I don't know. But
Is grilled cheese
we're
a
gonna
sandwich
taste
meat
test
thing?
for that right down where it's our first road trip as a podcast. We're leaving
great.
our global
field
headquarters.
trip.
These proceedings will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Dracup Correctional Facility.
Oh, boy. A field trip.
And going down to
I wonder if she
1855
would
Coffee
want,
House.
you know, a la Guy Fieri with his diners.
We should do a spoof,
Just-
although she doesn't want to be on camera. So
Yeah.
Well, but
Go
she
ahead,
could just
yeah.
we could just have magic hands,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and somebody could talk it through the process. Process.
that's true.
I mean, the point.
That's not any pressure.
No. The point being is this podcast is just it's going places,
Literally.
and
That's true.
a lot of people are wanting to get on the train
Early.
early, and the time is now because it's going
Because
to
once we
blow
get big,
up.
it's
Yeah, then it's
there's
not
not
going
going
to
to be a
be
wait list, and
well, it's not going to be any fun to say, yeah, I could have been a viewer, a regular viewer when it was like
you want to be one of
200
the
or
first.
300
Yeah.
viewers.
Mhm.
You got to get on the
Wanna
You
get
ground
on
want
the
floor.
to be one of
for
those
ya.
snooty people that say, oh, "I started
Been
watching
there since the
episode
beginning,
one."
first
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
Yep.
no big deal.
The second thing is real quickly, I'll watch the clock.
I trust you.
So contacted Judy Curtis,
Oh, nice.
friend of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
She's on the board of directors for the Mesohistorical Society. And just last week, Frank Wolf III, who's their historian, he's written a book. Now, I'm going to buy that book because I want to. It's got a lot of pictures in it. I saw it down at the
Sounds like
library.
a book for you.
Yep, and it's the boom time of Mesomania, and so it's a historical book, and it's got a lot of pictures, a lot of information. And he spoke at the Historical Society last week. This week, Monday. Now we're doing this on Wednesday, so it'll be last Monday. I'm going down there. They've invited me to go down there.
Oh wow.
The original father-son voiceover podcast, they've invited me to go down there, and they're going to, as a board, decide if Frank can come on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
And I've got to tell them what our podcast is about. and
Going
stuff.
to the board.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be down there
What
representing the original father-son voiceover podcast, and if I don't do a good job, they're just going to say, "Hey,
Nobody know
Frank,
Frank."
you don't want to be part of this. That's not going to do us any good."
Yeah.
I hope they will because I've really wanted to have them on.
And his book is called Boom Town, correct?
I think something like that.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get a copy of it, and then he's gonna come and hopefully speak about that. And then I'd like to have a little bit of a relationship with the Historical Society because not only do they have speakers there, but just hearing more about how it began and events that they're having. Anyway, that's gonna be as we're taping this, it'll be this next Monday night, but it'll be last Monday night. So we'll have a report to
Next
see how I
podcast,
did
yeah.
and see if I wooed them into having Frank come on our podcast for an interview.
Nice.
Does Frank get any say?
Oh, he wants
Oh,
to.
that's what he.
Oh, okay.
He wants to. He's the historian. He's not a board member, so he has to kind of get their permission.
To talk Meso stuff?
Well, I don't know.
Can he not do it without them?
I don't
I'm not
know.
trying to-
That's just what he
Sure.
said. He,
Okay.
That's
he
why he's
wanted
going.
to talk. Because he's a historian, maybe he has to get their permission. I don't know all the legalities, and maybe we'll
Let's
have to
just go
sign
right-
papers
let's
and
go
get
through
with
the
their
right hoops.
agents.
Let's
and
make
let's
sure
get
we
it
do
right.
right.
We want to do
Wanna
it
get it
right.
Gotta get it right.
So anyway,
All right, there you've had
1
it.
minute
That's
in.
Wisconsin Heights Weekly and Mesomania Sitewise.
And many other
Next,
things.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, part 2 with my friend Lance Tallmadge, friend of the podcast. Then after that, we got the Wonder Wheel. So join us for those 2 things next. Hello, everybody. My dad's got another reverse sponsor he'd like to talk about. So who is it, Dad?
today's reverse sponsor is the 1855 Coffee House right down here in downtown Mesomania. Have you had a chance to visit the 1855 Coffee House in downtown Mesomania? It's located at 1 Broadhead Street, easy to remember, right at the Mesomania flagpole. Michelle is the owner, and she's created a warm and inviting place to gather with friends and family, with acquaintances, with business associates, where you can grab a coffee, a latte, a cappuccino, or other great specialty drinks, as well as some excellent food items like bakery items, sandwiches, and salads. The 1855 Coffee House is open Wednesday through Sunday from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. Stop in and order, or you can order online. You can visit their website at 1855coffeehouse.com for more information. That's 1855coffeehouse.com for more information. The 1855 Coffee House in Mazomania is a proud reverse sponsor of the original Father-Son Voiceover podcast. Now back to more of the podcast. Don't forget you were going to pick up after.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it was probably nice for those kids too to have somebody on their side, to not be just by themselves, and just being like, well, whether it was coming back home to their parents and saying, these people don't understand me, or just like you said, even with the funeral, there's 4 days and someone says, that doesn't understand that. They're like, your kids missed 4 days of school. It's like, well, that's part of a tradition, and being able to be there and run interference for them and stuff like that. I just was gonna.
Yep, I think that was an important aspect of the job, was to make those connections with the kids. Honestly, many of them were coming from dysfunctional families for whatever reasons, and to maybe be that one stability in their life. I remember the schools also would do. At the elementary level, donuts for dads. And so the kids could bring their father in before school started to have a donut and whatever else to drink. And I remember one year, a lot of these kids didn't have a dad that was available to come in for donuts for dads. So these kids would ask me to be their dad so they could go get it. You couldn't go in to get a donut unless you had a parent with them. So I think I had 8 or 9 donuts.
I was going to say, how did you stay thin? Is the question.
Of course. Yeah. He did all that running.
Yeah. I'm not going to turn down a donut. Yeah. But it was fun to be able to be that person for that child.
When was your first year that you started with the Wellness Center, and how did that come about? Had you been off and on with the Wellness Center? Because the Wellness Center was built in 99.
Just explain. Do you mind just explaining to the people? Because what it is, but I don't know if people would know what the Wellness Center is. So maybe you can, one of you guys can either do it together or whatever.
Okay. I worked there, but you would know.
Yeah, I think it was built in 99.
I think that's right, yeah.
It is a multi-use facility operated by the Ho-Chunk Nation, built on tribal land. We have a clinic, an optometry, a dentist office, mental health services, child care, a pharmacy, fitness center, and aquatic center.
Yeah,
basketball court.
Beautiful.
It's a very nice facility.
Yeah. So for our tribal, it was originally built for our tribal members and for tribal employees.
Okay.
So they have access to the clinic and everything else there. But the fitness and the aquatic center was opened up to the community at large.
Okay. What year was that? Do you remember? I mean,
that was early on. That was probably like 2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember people talking about it, like Kurt and stuff, saying that it was for a while only open to natives.
Yeah.
And then they decided to open it up, which is super nice because it's a very nice facility. I mean, hot tub, therapy pool, kiddie pool, locker rooms with sauna and steam rooms. I mean, just fitness center that's decked out with really great equipment, very big space. And so that's where
you guys met. Yeah.
I met Lance through Scott Gilbeck.
You were an intern.
Yeah. Remember the first day. Sorry, Scott. Don't mean to. But I remember
Scott watches this.
Yeah. I remember the first. Maybe you don't, but you were the supervisor, fitness supervisor, and I came in. Scott said, "Yeah, show up. I'll let Lance know that you're coming in." And I remember coming in and you not being there right away, which, whatever, that wasn't your fault. Scott had never talked to you. I think it must have just slipped under, Anyway, I showed up and you probably were like, "Who's this?" I was like, "Hey, I'm Hudson. I'm supposed to do an internship here." And Scott said that he was going to talk to you about
Yeah.
So that's how it started out. I don't remember what we did, but it was a lot of fun.
Either. Yeah.
It was,
yeah,
we
good
just,
time.
I think I just followed you around. You would do stuff and kind of.
Well, not much to do then.
He liked you. He liked you immediately.
I like him as
liked
well.
you.
He's very personable, easy to get along with, easy to talk to.
He appreciated your input in
Took
his
good direction.
Yeah. 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 It
stood out in that.
How many years were you there? You're still there, right? You're still working
I'm there part-time now. Yeah.
Okay.
I went back under the tribal elder workforce division.
Okay.
Give me something to do in my retirement years. I think I started working for the Ho-Chunk Education Department in 96. And then I think in 2000, 2001, somewhere in there, I saw that they were looking for some part-time help at the Wellness Center. And so I applied and was fortunate enough to get the job and did that part-time for 1 year. By that point, I was fed up with working for the education department just because so many changes and, couldn't keep up with everything. Got fed up with that and worked 1 year full-time for the Wellness Center. And then I got a call from the Dell's district administrator because I'd been a year without anybody filling that position that I had there.
Sure.
And they offered me a full-time position through the district, not the nation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so you did that till when? What? You remember the
up
year?
until about 6 years ago, I think.
Okay.
6 or 7 years ago, I left the district. But during that time, I continued to work part-time at the wellness. And then stepped into the full-time supervisor position.
What year was that?
I don't remember years.
Do you remember who? Do you remember who the supervisor was before you?
Who was it?
Or maybe
Good
that's
question.
not
a
a question that you can even answer. Maybe you're.
I don't remember her name right off the top of my head.
Okay.
Are they related, the Ho-Chunk Gaming and the wellness, or do the Ho-Chunk Gaming people get a chance to go over and use the wellness center or something? Or are they owned by the nation or what?
Both are operated by the nation.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Our facility is supported through revenue from gaming.
Got it.
And grants. As far as like the medical side and stuff, they receive a lot of federal grants and whatnot, but also the revenue from gaming.
Got it.
Any tribal Ho-Chunk Nation employee has access to the facility for a nominal fee. Ho-Chunks, any tribally enrolled member has free access to the fitness facility.
Had you been going to the wellness center before you were hired there? Were you a member there, if you will?
I did use it, yeah.
I see, okay.
I mean, they didn't have nearly the kind of equipment or the amount of equipment that they have now.
I see.
I think when it first opened, it had like same square footage, but we had like maybe 2 treadmills.
I mean, that's a huge
running in
facility.
space.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge facility.
Yeah.
Huh. That must have been almost ghostly to have 2, treadmills there in that huge.
Yeah, and then a couple pieces of weight equipment.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
I think we had maybe one like Schwinn bike.
Got a better.
The old Airdyne. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Demond will have to show what it looks like now, and people will be able to see.
I don't know
this
if
is
they
a
have
big
pictures of the old one. I know there was carpet.
Well, no, I mean even the new one.
Yeah.
Imagine what it would look like with 2 or 3 pieces of equipment.
It was really weird. I will say this: when we were there together, and like when the COVID happened and stuff like that, and there was nobody going there, and I was working down there, I would work out, and it was weird because it was just, you're so used to seeing lots of people coming in, and all of a sudden they're not because of restrictions and stuff. And I was working out in there, but there's nobody there. It was just weird because, I worked there for 3 full years, I think. And that's including my internship. But that was, it was just weird to have all those people there. And then all of a sudden it was like nobody could be in there. And
the fitness industry was one of the first industries to get shut down during COVID. And I think it's one of the last to come back.
Yeah. Are you finding that the facility is starting to be used quite a bit more, or is it still inching along kind of?
I would say it's inching along.
Okay.
Here it is, a week after the new year, and we have not had the big influx of the New Year's resolutioners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough because there were some places, and I won't get into it very deep, but there were some gyms that opened up earlier than us. So I'm sure that took, scattered a fair amount of people from.
Oh, absolutely.
Because although the fitness center and everything is really, really nice, it's been slower to open up.
Yep.
And so you lose people that want to still work out to places like Planet Fitness or, wherever it is that they go. So you just lose
I think
people.
Part of that, part of the reason that we didn't open up as quickly as some of the other facilities is I think because we are owned and operated by the Ho-Chunk Nation, and they have put a premium on health. And so before they open up these types of facilities, they want to make sure that they're following protocols, that everything's going to be safe, and so really caring for people.
Yeah. Well, I just was going to talk about Lance is the guy who got me into. I really like kayaking. I like camping. I went with you on the Zion trip. I haven't ever taken a big trip like that. Dad's wearing the hat right now. Should have my big straw hat that I bought from there.
I haven't seen that out.
I'm
I
so
don't think
glad
ever again.
I'm so glad that it didn't break on the plane trip. But anyway,
talk about that a little bit. Talk about yours. Was that what you were going to do? Talk about your Zion
I was
trip?
just going to say that Lance was the one who took me kayaking the first time, and ever since, he and I go kayaking.
Yep.
The camping, we go together. Lance is
he's like a professional
he's
camper.
what do they call that?
No.
Yes, you are. Stop
well,
it.
You maybe aren't, but compared to us, you are way. I mean, you got your nice conversion van and different things like that.
Yeah. No, but you're what do they call that? It's like a level of whatever. I can't think of it right now. But like you're like the top level of camper, like a.
But it is nice to go with somebody that knows
really
what they're
is,
doing, right? I mean, that's what you kept saying over and over again. You kind of muddle through it, and you learn on the go. That's not always the greatest.
And that's how I learned.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm learning from him all the things you need to have without learning the hard way, except for the one time Kickapoo River when I went charging up around that corner. There was
the embankment.
Got all soaked and soaking wet. I didn't bring many clothes, so fortunately he had extra clothes.
So who you guys went to Zion National Park back in May? Was it?
Yep.
Early May. Yep.
And you went. Dimitri went, who
also
is a friend of yours and yours from the Wellness Center, and your daughters.
Both my daughters.
Both your daughters.
Yep.
Okay.
And one of my daughter's significant others.
And what are your daughters' names?
Kendall and Kelsey.
Kendall and Kelsey. Okay.
Yep. And Kendall's married, correct?
Yep.
And Kelsey's, it was Simon. Simon was the Simon Seamus Gutters.
Yes.
Papanese. Yeah.
Yep. It had been a bucket list trip for me to go to Zion. I'd been to Zion probably back in maybe 2010, but just for a day trip. And that was when you could still drive in.
Oh, okay.
And, didn't have to take the shuttles. So you could just drive in and hopefully you found a parking spot. And of course, back then it wasn't nearly as busy as it is now. So yeah, I always wanted to go back.
And was it I mean, I know by the pictures that Hudson sent back and the videos, I can see why you'd want to go back. But was there something specific about Zion that you really, it's just that you didn't get a chance to be there for 3 or 4 days or whatever it was?
Having that experience of been there that one day, and the one day that I was there, we did do the, what's the big hike?
Angel's Landing?
Angel's Landing, yes. Friend and I, we were able to do it that day. And I knew there was so much more to explore, and just really wanted to get back out there. And fortunately, we were there, 5 days?
Yeah, 4 or 5 days, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And each day, progressively, the hikes got a little more challenging. Mm-hmm. And it was a great trip. Weather was perfect.
Mm-hmm. And you drove there.
Yeah.
Right, I drove.
Hudson and Dimitri flew, but you drove, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because my oldest daughter, lives in Denver area.
Okay.
So I wanted to stop and visit them, pick them up.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter and Simon, they flew into Denver, and we all road tripped. So it was kind of make it a family event as well.
They're from Tennessee?
My youngest daughter lives in Tennessee. The older one in Denver.
That's who you just visited, your daughter. Yeah. Huh.
What we can do is I can put some pictures up from.
I'd like that again
from our time there, because that was a lot of fun. I waking up, making breakfast over the fire, and going out, getting ready to go out every single day. It was just like, it was really exciting to get up, and everybody was getting ready, and it's like on to the next thing. You didn't know what to. At least I didn't know what to expect and stuff like that. And everything was just, to me, it was a lot of fun.
I think the best part was cooking meals over the open fire.
Yeah,
that's the best part of camping.
And we had you guys did a good job of planning.
Kendall did all the food prep.
Yeah, and we had some good meals there.
You told us about some of them.
Yeah, I also have a picture of the bison meat and stuff like that you guys brought. So that was a fun trip overall, and
you should share your picture of your s'mores or whatever.
Oh, the completely burnt s'mores that I forgot were on the fire. I think I was on the phone with you guys, and I came back, and someone was like, "Yeah, your s'mores are over here." And I was just charcoal.
But then you drove back to Denver. Is that what you did, to drop your daughter off and then home, or did you go some other places then?
No, I stayed in Colorado for a couple of days.
I see.
Went up to Rocky Mountain National Park, camped up there for a bit, did some hiking up there, and eventually made my way back.
Do you have other plans? I mean, you have other big trip plans, or nothing in the offing right now?
Nothing on the schedule right now. Really don't know.
No more bucket list things as far as...
there's plenty of bucket list stuff. It's just a matter of finding the time to squeeze it all in.
Mm-hmm. Was part of the, and maybe you can tell me if I'm off limits here, is part of the bucket list, was that because of some health issues that you had too? Was that, or was that just...
I wouldn't say that it was due to the health issues. It hasn't put any, accelerated my bucket list timetable at all.
Sure.
But it was at a point where I felt physically well enough to do something like that. Back in May of 2019, I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. I am on the kidney transplant list.
Okay.
So we're still shopping for for a kidney. But because of my blood type, I was told that the average wait for my blood type is just a little over 5 years. So I'm about halfway through the wait period. My health has improved.
Good.
When I was first diagnosed, my GFR, which is a measurement of kidney function, when I was first hospitalized, it was at 7%. Now it is up to 19%. And that's primarily through change in diet, cutting out all the good stuff, bacon and all that good stuff that we like to eat.
So a burger a day doesn't keep the doctor away?
No,
not too bad.
Cutting out a lot of red meat, a lot of dark leafy greens. Just they're too hard on the kidney to process.
No bananas,
I
right?
didn't know that.
No bananas. Yeah, I'm a
Which you almost always had bananas.
Right,
when
I
you
was
would
a
come
banana-
into the gym.
Yeah, I was a banana a day guy. I really believed in that. And when I was diagnosed, my potassium was off the charts. So I haven't had a banana since May of 2019.
Wow.
Does the GFI, is that what you call it?
GFR.
Does that go to 100%, or is it
Normal kidney function, anything over 60 is normal.
Okay, so that was still quite low at 7%.
Oh, yeah.
Very low.
Deathly low, right? I mean,
and that's, some people have asked me, was that one kidney or that's both kidneys?
it is
Functioning that low. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you want to talk about a little bit more about that? Like, because like when you went in, they drained a bunch of fluid from you. And maybe you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, my condition was brought on because apparently when I would urinate, I wasn't emptying my bladder. So over time, that accumulated and it backed up into my kidneys. So unbeknownst to me, I was carrying around all this extra fluid. So when I was hospitalized, they inserted a catheter, and in the first hour, I think it was, they took like 1.5 liters of fluid. In the first 24 hours, they removed 7 liters of fluid. I was like, where was all that? Where was it?
Did you not feel bloated, or was you just kind of sickly?
I knew I'd put on weight.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have any swelling.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My bladder was completely stretched. I don't know what size, but
yeah.
But
well, that was the thing that you told me, is that it was a little bit wild because you didn't feel like sometimes when you're sick, you feel sick, or like something's wrong. You feel that something's wrong. You mentioned it. You didn't even. That's the kind of scary thing about it was.
I chalked it up to old age. I had a back injury when I was in high school. So with cycling, after or during a long bike ride, my lower back would ache. And I assumed that it was my back issue. Now when I cycle, I have no problem staying in the tuck position for extended periods of time. I don't have the low back pain. So in hindsight, I can see that for years I must have been suffering with this and just had no idea. Just chalked up all the aches and pains to old age.
It's amazing too that your doctors did catch it when they did, but it is interesting too that didn't show up very often, or maybe they just weren't looking.
Well,
I
hadn't gone in for a physical for several years.
Okay,
so I decided it's time. I went into our clinic at the House of Wellness in January or early February, and said, it's been a few years since I had a physical. Can you schedule me? They said, well, we can't get you on the schedule till May. Like, that's okay. I've waited this long. It was a couple more months. And as soon as I got in, my blood pressure was off the charts. I forget what it was, 220 over something ridiculous. Doctor laid me on the table, put his hands on my abdomen, said, I can feel your bladder way up by your sternum. It was that full.
Wow.
And that stretched out. So that was when he said, you need to go to the hospital immediately. Do not go home.
Wow.
So I ended up spending, I think that first time, I was 9 days in the hospital.
Huh. Wow. That's a long time these days to be in the hospital.
Oh, and especially when I didn't feel that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just have a couple minutes here yet, but I was just wondering, so you're waiting for a kidney and you said shopping for one. You're shopping for the right one because of your blood type or what?
Well, ideally they want, a real good match.
I see. Okay.
Tissue match, blood type, all those things, the health of the donor, they take into consideration. I've had several people that have gone through the application process to be a donor.
Okay.
I've had 2 people that actually got to the point where they went to the hospital and ran all the tests, and one of them was a match, but it would have put him at risk to only have 1 kidney due to some issue he had going on. And the other one was a good match, but decided not to move forward with the donation.
Yeah.
Which is typical.
Yeah. So there's quite a bit more than just, you've got a kidney, I've got a kidney, you need a kidney, I can give you a kidney type of thing. There's quite a few matches and all the different stuff you were talking about that has to go. Yeah.
Right. But there's, UW Hospital has a program, and I'm sure other transplant sites have the same program, where if you donated a kidney to somebody else, but you did it on my behalf, then that ensures that I will receive a kidney much quicker.
Yeah.
So your kidney doesn't have to go to me.
Yeah.
Somebody who's been waiting on the wait list, who's maybe their turn, if you, let's say I were to give it, then that would push you up quicker.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't. Is there anything else that you are? We've got a little less than. We got about 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Is there anything that's really open ended? But
yeah. No, I just appreciate the opportunity to be able to sit and share some stories and a little bit about my life. We all have our own journeys, you know, and we're all faced with different challenges throughout our lives. And you, as you know, playing sports and whatnot, you know that we have our ups and downs, but it's how you react and come back, and move forward.
Yeah.
And the big thing for me is I've had a lot of people tell me that through my kidney journey that I've always kept a positive attitude. And, you know, the mind is such a powerful thing, and we really need to have that positive energy. Have I struggled? Absolutely. Have I had down days? You betcha. But that's not going to get me anywhere. You know, so just keep your chin up and one day at a time and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And hopefully everything works out. You know, live another day to go catch big fish.
yeah, that's true. Well, I really appreciate your friendship. You know, it was
likewise.
You know, there's people at the gym that I was friends with, but nobody that I was as close as with you and, you know, probably Scott, because Scott was my coach and my boss. And so you two were, there's other, I mean, Kurt and other people I was fairly close. It was a great it was fun to work there and stuff like that, but you were in a league of your own. So I appreciate that. And
I appreciate your friendship too. You know, we learn things from different people, and we don't know when or where those people are going to come into our lives or why or how. I hadn't fished in years, decades. And you got me back into fishing, and I appreciate it. You've shared your knowledge about what works and what doesn't, and you know, what techniques. So
sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, he has good things to say about you ever since day one. And I've been looking forward. I was glad you came on, looking forward to meeting you a little bit, talking and hearing your story a little bit more. So thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Now, we've got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This is the coupon for the Father-Son Voiceover Podcast prize table. But I hear that this is also going to be an all-expenses dinner out with Hudson. So this you can
what a
cash
treat.
in.
I know it.
All right.
So you can have something over there if you are able to, or
Yeah, there you go.
there it is.
come on down.
Well,
All right,
and we're
awesome.
gonna, if it's okay, I'll get a picture of you
Yeah,
two.
sounds good.
Because we always do that on the podcast. So thank you so much for your time.
You bet. My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Local guests of the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast get a coupon towards the FSVP prize table and your choice of a valuable take-home gift. Congratulations, and thanks for being a guest on the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast.
Us on time. Thanks to Lance Tallmadge for spending time with us. And you guys got to go out to eat after that. That was, well, see, normally we go to the prize table for that coupon right in the middle of the table.
Oh, yeah.
Give that to every guest. They get to go over to the prize table. But that represented a time out to eat with none other than Hares Brando, because they're good friends.
He really is your friend.
I mean,
he is.
I don't know if that would be a treat. I don't know if that would bring people
go out
on.
with-
Well,
to eat
I'll
with
say
me?
it in just a second. If
say
it'll
it.
be a treat, if people would say, I want to do that, or if they'd say, no, I want to, where we allowed like the guests that we went out to eat with them, like one of us or two of us.
It'd be a treat for us.
Yeah, but I don't know if they go, I don't want to spend any more time with them than I have.
Yeah, an interview's enough. I don't want to see those
plenty.
people eat.
I'll just take a a Mountain Dew or a Powerade or
Mountain
something and just.
Is there any way
Or,
to have both?
But anyway, we do want to
Crunch and
honestly
munch.
thank Lance.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. He had to come from the
Dells.
Dells.
Yep.
And so appreciate it.
Yeah.
Spin that wheel, John.
Now it's time for the Wonder Wheel.
All right.
We're going to start with John.
Did you have
and
that
go
song?
around?
No,
You can't do it?
can't do it.
Why is that?
It's illegal.
I got mad.
Ooh, that would click really well. 3.
3. Okay. Here is number 3. Favorite Wisconsin season and why? What is your favorite Wisconsin season and why? You can pass if you need to.
Pass.
Summer. It's just warm.
Up for summer.
Warm, and I feel better during that time of year. I have psoriatic arthritis, so the warmer the better. And it's lighter out, obviously, for a longer period of time.
The hotter the better too, right? Or is
Yep,
the humidity
as I said,
not a
yeah.
problem?
Well, whatever, yeah. Humidity is fine.
as it gets up into the 80s, it's probably good,
Yeah.
right?
It's incredible.
Oh,
Yeah, and I
Sorry.
like to
breaking news.
bike and walk and run outside and all that kind of stuff. So you can't do that during the winter, and spring's fine, but
No.
You are doing a silent protest almost all summer long or all winter long by wearing shorts.
Yep.
You wear shorts. We went on a walk last night and you had shorts on and it was
It's cold.
probably 25 degrees. But you
cold
say,
out
no way, I'm not giving up the shorts. And Dan O'Connell, who lives right next door to you, who was
Every day.
he's a podcast guest just back a month or so ago. He always teases you about get some pants on.
Yep.
So summer, anything else about it it's warmer, you can be outside. What else do you like about?
That's about, just,
You aren't a big swimmer.
no, I don't mind it, but there's,
You're not a camper.
no.
You're not a fisherman.
I don't mind fishing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a surfer.
Oh, breaking news. John
I
doesn't
went-
mind fishing.
Well, I used to go on those trips
Oh, true.
down the river, and I don't mind. It's not like I would choose that consistent, but doing it a few times a summer,
There you go.
I don't mind it. So I don't know, just to have it being warm and the lighter length of time it's lighter throughout the day, and it's just nice to be able to go out for a walk at 8:00 and it isn't
Yes.
pitch black,
It is
or even
beautiful.
5:00.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're next, Hudson, and I'm thinking that your favorite season has changed, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it's a tough one for me because I like the seasons. I like being able to experience cold and the warmth. So I like them all.
Now, which one would be your favorite?
Yeah,
though?
that's the
That's what
problem.
he's having a hard time with.
okay.
Joe. He's got
All right.
4 kids. How do you choose?
He's conflicted right now.
I would probably have to say summer, just
Okay.
because kayaking,
I
camping,
love summer.
fishing, baseball. Like you said,
baseball's
being
in
able to walk outside and it be nice and warm. But I am starting to like winter more, just because of ice fishing and some other things. I like the cold, sitting by a fire. Anyway, I'll say summer and just
warm.
get off the horse and let somebody else go. So
I like summer. But that's because that's when the Stangs can start to run.
Yeah, true. The wild stallions.
kick back our.
Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, but in the summer, there's no opportunity to be at Wisconsin Heights being
Joe.
an educational assistant.
Did you change
That's
your
true.
answer?
Joe doesn't even care
That's
about
true.
Wisconsin Heights.
You can't wear nifty vests like that either.
It's
Well, you
bulletproof
can.
too.
It's bulletproof.
A quick question,
Looks like it.
question for you guys, not to get off too far here, but I don't want to interrupt your flow of thinking. But you both have hats that look kind of similar. Are they made from the same company?
They're made from the
Are
same
they a
company.
sponsor of ours?
Oh,
yeah.
could be.
What's the name of the company? And you're
The
repping
classics.
you're repping Florida,
Yeah.
Johnny. And are you got Texas or
He's got
something?
Texas.
Hey, is that leather right there?
You
Is that
bet.
real leather?
Oh,
Made in
wow.
Bangladesh.
Yep.
Not
Wow.
in Texas.
Those
That's
are
the
nice
best part
hats.
about it. It's
Can't remember the place.
65%
I bought
polyester
'em.
and 35% cotton.
That's good.
I mean, I don't know what then this
What's
makes
the
of it.
5%?
That right there.
Well, 65 and 35 make.
Oh, 35 it was?
Yeah.
I thought you said 30.
But
So
this
that's
is
the whole
not.
thing.
I mean, this is leather. So
So,
right.
so summer,
Summer
basically summer.
and summer.
Yeah.
Summer. Anything else for you on summer?
nope.
How about you, Dookie?
I like summer.
Because
Well, the warm. I like the warm. I don't. When people say, that with it being cold, you can always put more clothes on. When it gets really hot, you could take more clothes off. But I think some people would have a problem with that. But I don't. Sweating and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me so much. I don't mind having a t-shirt and shorts on and stuff like that. I feel like sometimes when you get cold, it's hard. It's hard to get warm. You can even get around a fire sometimes, and your feet are still freezing.
Yeah.
And I just can't get. Sometimes you just can't get warm. Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bum. So yeah, I would say probably summer. Especially, I like when it gets warm. When in the late afternoon, evening, you get kind of a warm breeze from the south.
summer breeze. Is
Yeah,
what it
the
is,
summer
isn't it?
breeze is right, and makes you feel fine.
I stole that.
Joe
from
is-
Joe,
Joe
didn't
is
I?
always-
He wanted
do you
that
sometimes
bad.
roll through the
He
jasmine in your
wanted that
mind?
bad.
Can sometimes,
I wanted that so bad.
but yeah, I just
You just ruined his night.
I mean, he says that almost every time you say there's a
Kind
breeze
of a
in the
summer
summer.
breeze.
Ooh, you gotta be quicker than that. But I like that's some of the reason why I like when we go to Florida in November. Every single
Because it's
every single day there is my favorite day here.
every
Every
day.
single time we go there. You go out at night, walk around at 8 o'clock. I mean, the sun's not still up, but
It's toasty
it's
though. yeah,
very
isn't it?
nice
Yeah.
and warm. Very nice
Yeah.
and toasty.
Once in a while,
So-
Mom and I will be walking in the summer, and sometimes like in July and August, we go morning walking, and it'll be if the humidity is high, it'll be 75 with a 90% humidity, 80 degrees,
Wow.
and it's toasty. And sometimes I'll say to her, living all these years in Wisconsin, I know what cold is like, but you can almost not remember what it feels like at that point because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And then you get on some of those days where it's below zero and you think, how could I ever walk around out here with a t-shirt and be sweating?
Yeah,
and it's just weird living in the, some people live in San Diego where it's 85 degrees or
I wouldn't
something.
like that. I
You
wouldn't like it
you
always
the
the same.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Talk about an easy job. If you're like a San Diego and be the
Weatherman.
Weatherman.
Yeah.
Weather person.
Sunny.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep,
Sunny.
same.
Yeah. Around
Same
here,
again.
they.
You would be right a lot more about the
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
temperature and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sunny
as
and no
opposed to
rain.
here.
Sunny and no rain. Yeah. Mine is fall.
Yeah.
I like fall.
Dad's a pumpkin spice latte guy.
Well,
You like the foliage too.
Just kidding.
I do. I like that. I like a sweatshirt and a pair of jeans and working out on
Work gloves.
Yeah, working out on my workbench.
Nice work gloves.
Yeah.
Meaning
nicer than your workbench.
They're not being used for work.
Well,
I like just hanging out at my workbench. That's one of the problems that we had growing up. You guys would say, "Where's
Picking
Dad?"
up leaves.
Out at the workbench,
out the workbench
just fixing
Dad
things,
spends a
just
lot of
making
time
hours and
things.
hours. Yeah.
Remember that first year Dad got his ride-on mower? We almost didn't have grass anymore because he mowed it so many times.
Yeah.
I wanted
You
a
gotta
lot-
let it grow,
wanted
Dad.
a ride-on mower but fall and I like having the window open at night. It gets to be 35, 40 degrees, and
I've never really been a window open guy while I sleep. This fall I did it, and I liked it. Yeah, sorry.
The only thing,
try it. That's
the
what
only
you gotta
thing,
do,
and
is
we've
to
talked
believe.
about this before. The only thing that's bad about fall is the inevitable here in Wisconsin.
Winter's
And
coming.
That's what's nice about summer is you at least have fall. But when you have fall, you got to go through winter. So that's the bad part about liking fall. But I still like fall. I don't know, hey, listen, this is one of the things I'd like to change. I'd like to change, if we could change something in Mazo, I'd like to be able to burn leaves still. If I ever get a place somewhere else, I'm burning leaves.
That's why you're talking to the Historical Society.
I know I'd probably
Getting
get in
in.
trouble because it's, killing the ozone or something. I really like burning leaves.
Yeah.
What do they do when forests burn up?
Well, we won't go there because we don't have a good answer for that.
My problem with spring. Here's my problem with spring.
Yeah.
Spring's nothing to me, but my problem with spring around here is you get so many false hopes.
Yeah, I agree.
You get around April and it's 60 degrees and you go, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Now
Summer's
we're into
coming.
it, yeah.
6 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And then you would all of a sudden turn around and it's 30 degrees the next weekend and you're like, this is winter.
Yeah.
This is not spring.
Right. Yep.
So that's my problem with spring. Fall is the knowing that you're going to have winter. That's the frustrating thing with fall because you have some beautiful days where it's just nice, but I don't really care for the cold nights that the fall brings.
But think
Cold
about this.
mornings too.
You know that sometimes it's 75 degrees, very low humidity, a periwinkle blue, cloudless sky. You're just walking out there. You can have a little sweatshirt on. You don't necessarily just a long sleeve like Mustang's baseball shirt on. Just remembering the fall and the summer and talk about that. That's what I like.
Reliving the glory days.
Yeah, but I'm not strong on that. I do like summer. I don't like it as hot. I don't like the hot weather. I like cooler weather. Anyway,
right.
Husband, it's your turn to spin the wheel.
Yeah, spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel. Oh, I can't wait. It's been like a little while since I've gotten to do this. One.
Favorite car or vehicle in your life?
That we own.
Favorite car or vehicle? Well, I'm gonna
That you got to drive.
Yeah,
only
I'm gonna
owned
just
one
let
car.
it, or you like to ride in. I'm just gonna let it.
Just free yourself up. Just open yourself up to something.
I'm gonna not let it be just
That we
like I want a Mercedes Benz,
has
something
to be
like that.
within reach.
Well, and it has to be something that we've owned or you've ridden in. You've had
Realistic.
connection
It's
to
realistic.
it. Yeah, a connection to it. Driven, owned, whatever.
Boy. I rode with Jeff gave me a ride in his
Jeffy?
yeah.
Oh,
Gave me a
Jeff
ride in
Schaefer?
his
Corvette?
2021 22 Corvette. That was kind of fun. But I guess I'd have to say from
So are you just listing an achievement there, or
it could be.
okay?
Have you done it?
No, I'm
hey,
just
there you
saying.
go.
connected to that.
Okay, okay.
It's a car though.
no. I'm
But you had a ride in it.
I
You
did.
touched it. You felt it. You felt the power.
Mhm.
no. I felt.
Well, I feel it. I guess I'd have to say the little red go-kart you used to have.
Oh, really?
The Subaru. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was fun because
1981 Subaru.
Yeah,
Yep.
red.
Yeah.
Impreza
Yep. Impreza with a hatchback.
with a hatchback.
Yep.
I almost said Alpine.
And I would
but it was-
say all the time, now when this gets to be 190,000, I'll be happy And then when it gets to be 200,000, I'll be happy I got my money's worth out of it. And then it's 210, and then it's 220. And we ended up selling it to a guy from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Luke Song.
And you thought you saw
Yeah,
that when you went up to school?
It seemed
there?
to have the same rust spots. I mean, maybe it's just typical for that kind of vehicle having those spots. But I was up there not too far afterwards. We sold it.
A lot of good memories for us boys. You'd come home from work and we'd hop up on the
on the hood of the car.
On the hood of the car, and you'd drive us into the garage.
Yep.
And we'd come back. It kind of, it was kind of like our bedtime routine. You just wanted more of it. That was fun.
It wasn't dangerous.
No,
because you guys all had bike helmets on and pads.
That's wrong. We did not.
No. Yeah. No, but I would go slow. But I mean, our driveway is pitched, so it's a manual. So I'd slide back, and then I go, and I couldn't get over the little hump to get into our. Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, in fairness, though, had the brakes or something going out, we would have been pinned up against the railings.
I would have killed all my older children. Probably. Yeah.
But that's okay.
But worth it.
Yeah,
we're here
That's
now.
the way you wanted to go out. Yeah. All right, Joe.
Mine would probably be. I got a nice truck. That I purchased from Dad. It's 2011, so my graduation year.
Oh
wow, hits home.
That was cherry on top right there.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And you've decked it out though too.
Yep.
I mean, I had just a basic truck, and you've got just beautiful interior now.
Yep, because I want to keep it nice. Because I want to keep the investment that I put into it. Make sure that it's something that I can keep for a long time.
Yeah. Well, if you take care of it, it will take care of you. There's no doubt about
He's
it.
got a little sentimental.
How many miles does that dog have on it?
Little
I think 124 or something.
PSA about keeping your truck nice.
124 or something, and I would say some change on that.
What's that?
124,000 and change, I'd say on that.
I thought you were tearing up there for a second.
Yeah.
No.
We should play some violin music while he's...
Yeah,
have you had a truck?
I haven't.
Okay, well then how
But
would
I
you
got
know?
a nice Subaru stick shift out there.
Yeah, okay, but how would you know between a man
I
and
wouldn't start crying about
a
it.
truck?
No, I'm
A truck and his boy.
You do like it, and you look good in it, and you also got one of those. I didn't have a back, like a topper or anything like that. And you put, what's that thing called?
Rollback?
Let's call it, the name of it is a gator, but it's what is it?
Is it
I think
kind
it's
of
a roll
leather?
up. I think it's like
Kind
a
of leather?
roll up topper.
What's it called? Roll up
Like a
topper?
Not
roll
like
up
your
topper.
knit. It's like a
Yeah,
It's like
or
a cover.
full trifold.
it's just
It's a
a flat
trifold
thing that. Yeah.
It's a trifold.
Yeah, it keeps the bed
Not
from
a
rusting
trifold,
out.
a trifold.
That's nice. Yeah, that was smart.
Trifling.
Yep.
All right, Drew.
Now some of us can ride back there.
Yeah.
Without the
Not
weather
anybody
getting
noticing.
to us.
Uh-huh.
Not anybody
There's a
noticing.
sneak back there.
Wow.
Mine would be the one that Manny Boersma bought from us. That was a bittersweet day.
Was that a present too?
Did I just sell that?
Yeah, it wasn't mine.
Oh,
It was a green Subaru. I don't know why we had to sell it.
This is a stick shift.
It was
Yeah.
it was
It would
Impreza.
shake, wouldn't it?
It was similar to
Yeah.
Dad's,
yeah.
but I think it was like a
Wasn't a
93 maybe or
No, it
something
had a
like
trunk.
that.
Yeah.
It was not a
Yeah,
hatchback.
I don't know why we had to sell that.
don't know either.
Probably we didn't have any money.
You got a great
We had to
deal
sell
for it,
We had
probably.
to sell
Well,
it so we could
it
get
wasn't
some food.
mine. It wasn't mine. So.
I drove it my junior year of college back and forth from the
I
city.
just liked it. The what do they call that? The colander, the stick shift area.
You got a colander in yours?
Column?
I think so.
Column.
Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna say, you
I
got a
mean,
colander in yours?
sometimes you can strain some noodles with it and things like that too. But
Great.
Talk about
kept it real clean.
multifaceted.
yeah, that's why I liked it so much.
That's why we always said when you got into that car, let Drew cook.
Yeah, true. That'd be good.
You could use the stick shift to stir it too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
How long did you drive that? Did you drive to high school or something?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and that's probably why. Just this is sentimental.
Yeah.
But no,
What's your PSA about it?
Yeah, I don't have one. But
Like Joe's.
it went to Kevin Lucy's a bunch with that. Came back from work, just windows down, listening to this little country music. That was
Cruise.
fun. That was the shift thing was just
Yeah,
nice
it's got
and
nice
loose.
pep, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did have some good pep to it. It was
A
an
lot of
impressive
zing and
car.
pep, yeah.
Did it have a lot of zing and pep?
What if we changed our outgoing answering machine message so it just had a little more zing and a little more pep?
Zing and pep. See, those are the kind of words we're looking for. Yes, Jim.
What about if we did an even newer voicemail message that had even more zing and pep?
Now we're cooking.
Have you had any
Even
other
more.
cars that had
Even more zing and pep? Yeah.
The Honda, the gold Honda did.
Oh, yeah.
Until Damon got into an accident with it.
We'll talk about accidents. That's
Yeah.
one of our
nailed
things.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
That wasn't his
that
fault,
was
though.
That was a nice vehicle. I'll have to ask Mom. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, why we sold that.
Yeah.
Did you guys? What car did you buy? Didn't you buy that green Forester maybe? After that,
Boy, I
It was a
hope
black
not.
Forester.
Sorry, Outback. We had a green Outback. That's what I meant. I was
Yeah.
thinking
Oh,
Outback.
it might have been the
But we
Outback.
did have a black Forester too.
Yeah.
That one. That's the one that shook.
Yeah, that was
in the
one.
back.
And it would just go through oil like crazy.
The green one would shake when you got up to about 65.
You're right. Yeah, I took that on 18151 a couple times.
Yikes.
My favorite is a toss-up between the 81 Subaru that we just referenced.
Red Beauty.
That just went and went and went and went. And it took me into Madison so many times, early mornings, and just was faithful. I'm starting to
You and
tear
Joe
up a little bit.
But that's what you like about a car is when
Yeah.
when you can count on it.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
their slogan is "Love is what makes the Subaru a Subaru."
Oh, yeah,
and
true.
It feels like there's a lot of love
Yeah.
for those.
I mean, I'm enjoying my Subaru right now.
Yeah.
So.
And
But you had
the
the bag
toss-up.
phone in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah,
nice
an
bag
original
phone.
original bag
$300 a
phone,
minute.
about this big.
Call on
Yeah,
it.
when they first came out with cellular phones.
Yeah.
And then I had a 1976 or 78 Toyota, a little small Toyota pickup when we lived over in Michigan, and that we lived out on a farm, 30 miles south of Grand Rapids, out in the sticks, and I liked having that. It was a small little truck. I could take things around. I even took our farm cat, Lloyd, up to Grand Rapids one time, and he stayed 2 weeks up there on his own and made a home for himself.
Took a vacation
And then
up there.
He wanted to see the city.
He ended up hopping back in one day and coming back to the farm with us. That's another story we
That's
can talk
amazing.
about.
Yeah.
But that was mine. The toss up between the Toyota and the Subaru.
This had a Bronco though.
Oh yeah.
That was a
Did
cool
have a
Bronco.
Yeah, that was a 70 or 85 or something Bronco. 85 Bronco.
Tickle.
Kickles.
Johnny, you have yours?
So the favorite one that I've owned is the Subaru that I currently have, a 2015 Subaru Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. But the favorite one that I've ever ridden in, yeah, is, and I can't remember what year it is, but it was a green Jaguar. And my friend Matt Gilbert's dad owned it. And that thing was fast.
Jaguar.
I mean, he drove fast, but
That
we
had
one
some-
time, probably isn't a great story to share. And it wasn't big. I was sitting in the back seat. We weren't of the age to drive, but I was sitting in the back seat and Matt was sitting in the passenger seat, and his dad passed somebody on the on-ramp, before you can even.
Whoa.
So anyway,
Wow.
needless to say, that thing was fast, and it was just kind of, it felt like you were rich.
Would you say it was fast?
Because it had a
and
leather
furious?
interior.
Yep.
But anyway, that was a fun car to ride in. So those were probably my favorite one to ride in, than one that I've owned.
So the Legacy and then the Jaguar. You had the
Red.
the red
car,
thing
just because
from
of
Jeff.
Oh, sure.
I'm talking
yeah.
about
that was red too.
Yeah. What's the best? We've only got a few minutes here. We don't have enough time for another one.
We don't.
What's the best car you've ever ridden in? Is it the Jaguar? I mean, the nicest, hottest.
Yeah, I mean that's
Jaguar?
Yeah,
Yeah, the one that Jeff's.
That was yours. How about you, Joe? Anything?
The nicest one I've ridden in.
Well, or
Um,
yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've never ridden
Joe
in
walks
Jeff's.
a lot.
Think of a vehicle that I don't know if I've ridden in very
Maybe
many
the
nice.
truck?
John's
Maybe your
car?
Chevy
my truck.
truck
Yeah,
is-
John's car's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I mean, the Legacy is a nice car,
Yeah.
but it's not anywhere close to a Jaguar
No.
or that Corvette.
I'm trying to
I mean,
think.
you know what I mean? Those are higher end.
I mean, I've been in like Larry Reeve has a 2001 Mercedes.
Yeah,
that's
good.
Mercedes.
That's
There
good.
you go.
I think
That's a good
you're in
deal.
the group now.
Yeah.
How about the white van we used to have?
Oh,
That
true, with visor.
Super
that
Sport. Oh, that
puppy.
one. Ooh.
You
That's
any
nice.
anything from you? Any
With Super Sport too. That's what you drove to school.
Yep.
I don't. I don't think I had as wealthy of friends as everybody else did. I'm trying to remember. I don't. At the moment, nothing comes to mind. You know.
My dad had a farm truck. It was a Chevy, red and white, 1963. And when I was in high school in 1978, so it was 15 years old, it was kind of a rust bucket, but it had one of the stick shifts, the real long ones, with the stick all the way down into the floor, way up here. That was fun to drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was harder to drive than the stick shifts now because they're nice, tight little things. But that you had to really work at it. But that was fun.
Yeah, I would if I could, and I've said this to you all before, but sometimes you watch in those commercials. They have those really old Chevys, 80s and stuff. That's what I would have. One of those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had BJ looking for a 1980s Toyota, small Toyota pickup. They just don't build them like that anymore. They're just the bigger ones now, like Donnie Reeve has one and stuff.
Tacoma.
Is that music too loud? We're heading out of the original
hear it
Father Son
even?
podcast with Back in the High Life again with Steve
You probably
Winwood.
play it a little bit louder.
So
right on your knee there or your leg there.
you think it's not high enough?
So you just put it right there on your leg, I bet.
How's that mixed down?
That's better. Yep.
Drew might just kick back and say he's in the high life again. Yeah, you got a cold.
Right now, I just have a tickle in my throat.
So there you go. That's all we've got for you.
I should have come prepared with a little water.
Yep. All right. Is that it, Hud?
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
This is our 41st. Oh, hey, one other thing. This just came to me. How many of you guys have ridden on a fire truck?
Oh.
Should have thought about that one. That's an expensive vehicle.
Yeah. That's probably
the most expensive.
more expensive than
Oh,
a
yeah.
Jaguar by far. And I mean, those things are into the probably $100,000.
I've ridden on a couple, and
aren't
that's a running joke. So
they? Yeah. Well, Hudson won the state tournament. Well, it was more than that. You won the.
So for we didn't do it for a conference, but for sectionals, when we won sectionals, we went on in Mazo and Black Earth.
Yep.
And then state,
right.
when we won state. We Mazo and Black Earth. And then I think we went on the field days and on
Wild
I think
West
we went on
days. 4 fire truck rides.
Yeah.
Oh, the only other person that's been on a fire truck ride in our family is Deshaun because he went to the state tournament jump
track. Almost won.
Yeah.
Almost won. Was
Yep.
there was one scratch away from winning, and then he got third.
Don and I tried with Gene Brotzman, principal at Mazo.
Yeah, he had an old school one. They drove around town.
That's
Really?
right. Yeah.
They would draw pink slips. If you were good, you got pink slips, and you
You guys are riding the fire truck? That's cool.
could have. Yeah, we got
That's
lunch
cool.
with
That
him,
is.
and then
Really?
Yep.
I guess that's coming
Whiffed
back
on
to
that.
me.
Lunch bucket or
Yep.
Gordon's or something.
What a prize, especially back then.
Because there's basically just 2 restaurants at that time. So.
Yeah.
You were
The
taking us
winner
away.
is Jim Schrader. Oh, Jim, how'd you win?
He won a lot.
No, just kidding. That was a joke.
Well, we're glad that you've joined us for the 41st edition. We want to thank Lance Tallmadge again. And
thank you for watching.
Want to thank you for watching. We want to thank that animal that came out on the road on Highway 78 that we could chop it up about.
Maybe show yourself again sometime for us.
What's
so
that?
So maybe the animal could show itself again for us, so we could really tell what it is.
Yep. Let us know if you
See a mangy wolf walking around.
If wolves live around here and stuff. And that's all I got. I don't even know how to chop it up any
You don't
longer.
even know. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't know how to end the podcast. Signing off, 41, Original Father Son Voiceover Podcast.
Let me see if
Studios.
I can fade this down here.
And Dad's fading down the
Magical
music.
mix
There
down.
you go. Wow.
There you go.
See you next week. Did you like that video? Check out more from the Original Father Son Voiceover Podcast right over here. Or subscribe to our channel right here.